That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
From the beginning.
This place, that'll rock this place, that'll rock this place, rock this place, rock this place, rock this
Selector, rewind selector, rewind selector, rewind selector, rewind selector, rewind selector.
Welcome to the IPA Champions Cup, live on Sporty Stuff TV.
Well, a very good evening and a big night has finally arrived. It's final night, Sporty Stuff TV Champions Cup Group 2. Got 6 absolute classic matches tonight, and I've got with me my old pal, the pundit here, Mark Pickworth. Good evening, Mark.
Wow, here we are, Gary. It's all good. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate.
Looking forward to this one.
I am, yeah. I think the bookies may have, I say it every time, but I think the bookies may have got this wrong. I think he's a worthy favourite we've got, the Godfather, but I just think that price, even money, may be too short. I may be wrong. I usually get it wrong, but I think there's a bit of value out there if you want to oppose Gareth this evening.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of value out there. There's no doubt about it, especially when you look at the draw possibility. There's definitely a lot out there. Yeah. But you've got the outsider, the Drew Hughes. than the Morgan McInnes. Honestly, it's going to be an outstanding final. As you see, look, the 4 players there. Ross Fernie, he hasn't got the best record out of these 4 players. He's lost twice and drawn 1 and won 3. Gareth Ibbott, 2021 Champions Cup winner. Can he retain his trophy? You know, he's 6 more matches away from having a chance of doing it in the grand final. And then you've got Andrew Hughes. He's gone to the outsider tonight, which is, well, after the way he's been playing some great stuff, a lot better than he has been over the last 2 or 3 years. And then Morgan McInnes, the amateur qualifier, who's produced absolute, not miracles, but play that I thought that he could. I just wondered if he could handle it, you know, through his nerves, etc. But he's shown us, and he's proved us all wrong.
Yeah, when there was 8 players left, Morgan McInnes was 25-1 to win tonight. And now he's down to 4.5-1, so 20 points have disappeared. That's how good Morgan McInnes has been playing, but very, very close this evening, isn't it? Look at the odds for this evening here. We had it up early. I think it's 11-10. Yeah, 11-10 Gareth, 9-4 Ross, 9-2 Morgan, and 11-2 Drew Hughes. I think that's miles too big, Drew Hughes. He's usually a slow starter, you said, didn't you, Mark? Andrew Hughes. If he happens to win the first match, anything could happen. Gareth Ibbott, our worthy favourite, how's his form been?
Well, he's not had it's not been too bad for him. It really hasn't. He's ranked number 10, and the Godfather, look, as you can see, he's got 4 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, and the loss has come against Ross Fernie. How much is that going to play a part in tonight? Because they're the 2 outright favourites, and could that match really play the part? And then he's number 10. That win-lose record there, 8 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 70% in 2021 and 64% in the career. Remember, he won the Isle of Man tournament as well, so he's in some form as well.
Yeah, he's big. Morgan McInnes, what can we say about him?
Well, he's got the best record out of these 4 players out of his group stages. He's won 5 and drawn 1, so he's unbeaten. Not like the other 3 players, they've all been beaten already. And he's already had a win against Andrew Hughes, 4-0. Is that going to repeat itself tonight? Morgan is playing some great stuff, and he's definitely worth a bet without a shadow.
Really?
Here he is, Snuggles, the qualifier, the win-lose record there. 7 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. 73% in 2021, 56% in the career. Remember, he's won an amateur title. He's no stranger to winning things. He really isn't. And he just looks at home. You know, playing in that studio arena, that's what I thought he really slip up on. But he hasn't. He's proved us all wrong.
Another man who's looked at home this week as well, Ross Fernie.
Yeah, he has. But like I said, he hasn't got the best record. Look, only won 50% of his matches. You know, he's lost 2, drawn 1. But he has got that win against Gareth Ibbott, 4-2. But lost to Andrew Hughes, 4-1. How much of them results going to play a part in the outcome of tonight? The Riot, ranking number 8, a highest seeded player in this final. Win-lose record, look, it's not great, is it? Only 4 wins. It's not brilliant compared to the other 3 players. 68% in 2021, 52% in the career. But that tells you he's in form this season.
And Andrew Hughes, our outsider of the party this evening. I think he's too big, 5.5-1. I really do.
He is. I mean, look. He's not been pushed in any of his matches. 4-1, 4-1, 4-1, 4-1, 4-0, and lost 4-0. That is some record. When he gets on the go, he absolutely flies. But then percentages, look, 2021, 40% and 41% in his career. Not great sort of reading. And ranked number 17.
I still think it's a good final, isn't it, Omar? It's fantastic.
I really do. And these race to 4s, possibility of the draw, anything can really happen. It really can.
And look at our first match this evening. Let me get this on YouTube here, the first match. Ross Fernie against Drew Hughes. The bookies go 5-4. Where's my prices? 5-4 Ross Fernie and 15-8 Andrew Hughes. You can get a bit of 2-1 Drew Hughes here. Drew Hughes already beat Ross Fernie 4-1.
Yeah, beat him last week, and it was an easy win for him as well. The way that he just took them and rolled the frames off against him. Ross didn't know what hit him. Is that going to happen in this first match now? Yeah,
and how about our match at 10 o'clock on Sporty Stuff TV? Well, what do we say about this one?
Well, it's basically the 2021 winner, Gareth Ibbott, against Morgan McInnes, who is the amateur qualifier. And that is going to be one that could set it up to see who gets through.
Gareth Ibbott is even money, round about even money. If you would have priced this match up 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, Gareth Ibbott would have been 2-1 on, 3-1 on. No one knew about Morgan McInnes. I know you said he's good amateur, but against the Godfather. But now all the money's cut. It's a fantastic final night, isn't it, tonight? I really can't wait. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to look at our odds now on the matches as well, see if there's any value there. Is there any value there?
Well, the draws. There's got to be
You love a draw,
draws,
don't you?
and there has to be. I mean, we only had one draw in the Event 1 final. Is there going to be more than that this time round? We've had a few draws in these last couple of shows, and it could well happen.
Yeah, well, also tonight, don't forget we've got Dan Davey on commentaries with Mark Pickworth, and also our referee this evening, the North East finest. Ladies and gentlemen, pass you over to Mr. Brian Moss.
Champions Cup Event 2 final match, best of 6 frames. First frame, Drew Hughes to break. Time running.
So first up tonight, Drew Hughes, Ross Fernie. It's a massive break there from Drew. And look at these reds. Just spoken in commentary there with Mark Pickworth and Gary about how Drew's been a very slow starter in his first couple of matches, first couple of rounds to get here, but he should be warmed up by now and possibly feeling a little bit more relaxed, maybe, in the first couple of nights. Kind of pressure off, you guaranteed a fair few quid. I think he looks quite confident. What do you reckon, Mark?
Yeah, he does, and I've been watching him just as he come into the studio, and the way that he's got his cue out, just nice and relaxed, and that's pretty much Drew all over. It really is. But I've watched all these players, and they all look like they're going to be in some form for this final, which makes it really exciting.
Yeah, and I think being underdog for Drew might well take the pressure off him a little bit. You know, I don't think he was group favourite in any of the first 2 rounds, but he certainly wasn't sort of rank outsider like he was tonight. As we say that, he's just missed a fairly easy red into that top left corner pocket. He was very hampered with his cueing though, so he has got a fairly decent excuse, but I think the bad shot was the one before, wasn't it? Just leaving himself hampered in the first place.
Yeah, he just sort of overcooked it a little bit and just went past that black, and that's where the hamper is. So I'm looking, is he looking at trying to take this into the right centre and get that yellow out on that far cushion?
Yeah, double reward if he does get it, but if he misses it, he's leaving it all on for Drew. Big shot. That's a lovely shot. It's very well played. Work's not done yet though. It's got another problem up into this 2 yellows in the top right corner pocket are covering each other. So it needs to get into those somehow.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if that yellow just above the blue spot, as we sort of call it, I just wonder if it goes into the right centre, because if it does, that's going to be his sort of only angle of getting into him, unless he can land straight on it into the left centre. So he has got a bit of work to do here.
Yeah, and he would have loved to have left himself straighter on this yellow in the right middle now, because he would have been able to top it through and cannon the 2, but I think he's looking to cannon it off 2 cushions. Oh, that's an unbelievable shot from Ross Fernie. What a shot that is. Played that with a bit of stun, bit of right-hand side. And he's actually he's played the cannon to perfection. He's even got an angle to be able to just. It's a bit close to his work, but yeah. Well, what a start!
Yeah.
And what punishment that's going to be for Drew. You know, they were fairly easy, weren't they?
Yeah, it is. And even that little shot that was very close to the yellow, they're tough shots to control. And wow, this is a brilliant start from Ross, and I think we're just sort of seeing what sort of mood Ross Fernie's in.
Yeah, and he's dangerous as well, isn't he? He's won when he's confident. He's won 2 pro events this season, one of them being just only a month ago in the Isle of Man. So we all know what he's like once he gets on a roll.
Frame.
Yeah, and I was just looking, Dan, at the way that sort of Andrew Hughes, when he missed that ball, the way that he went back to his chair, because sometimes you'll get a bit of a reaction out of him. His body language was, really mad about the way that he's missed it. But as you can see, there was no reaction from him. And Ross Fernie has punished him immensely with that final black. He's now taking the lead, 1-0.
Yeah, what a marker that is to lay down. But, I mean, when he came to the table, they were horrible. He had a horrible cut into the middle pocket. He had another one on the side pushing. He dealt with both of those in one shot, and then he still had a problem top right corner. But what a finish. What a way to start this match for us, Fran.
Yeah, probably not only just this
Frame
match,
two.
Dan, the whole final.
Ross Fernie
I
to
mean,
break, leading
these
1-0.
guys, they're starting the final
Time
off at 9 o'clock here on YouTube. And what a brilliant start.
It's a good point, really. I mean, they're such short matches that, it's almost, like you say, it's the start to his night we're talking about, really, not just the start to the match. But all is not well, because he's just come up dry there. And he's hit them well. I mean, look how many balls have landed in the top half of the table. We've got 10 balls, top half of the table. He's hit them really good, but just hasn't made a ball. And it's Drew going to be up first, but I think it looks like he has to go reds. He's got the red on the left-hand side cushion. That's a problem, though. All going to be about how he deals with that. I think a couple of different ways he can go about this. He can't leave a double into the right middle pocket because the yellow's there. So he should be able to just get behind this red now. He can maybe top into it and break it out if he can catch it half ball. But he's going to the white's then going to be going towards that cluster of yellow. So I think he's just going to play on it. Now, I don't know if he's going to play it into the middle. I mean, that's a very acute angle, but it does look like he's right behind it. So he might be absolutely perfect on it. Or he can play it up into this corner pocket. It's a lovely shot.
Yeah, it really is, Dan. And now he's way back into position here. That was a tough little dink into the left centre. But now he can just polish off these last three reds and level this match up. And 2 dry breaks have we had, haven't we?
Yeah, looks like being a frame winner for Drew. Sorry, all he needs to do now is just stay away from the black and the yellow. Oh no! What have you done, Drew? What have you done?
Wow!
I think that was a kick, wasn't it? That looked like a really bad contact.
Well, Ross had the cue ball cleaned, so he didn't think it was. But how many times would he miss that into that middle pocket? None out of 100?
0, yeah. If it wasn't a kick, he's clearly just taken his eye off the pot because he was too worried about where the cue ball was going, keeping it away from the black and the yellow in the middle of the table. But it's the way Ross started and took out that really difficult finish in the first frame. I can't see him putting a foot wrong with ease.
Yeah, it don't look too bad there. I know it's gone to the top cushion, but it shouldn't prove a problem here.
Yeah, he's even got a perfect little angle to be able to stun this back out. Just wants to leave himself slightly high. He's just
Extension,
pointing
please.
with his cue now exactly where he wants to be. His worst case scenario would be for him to be straight in this yellow in the right middle. He's taking his time.
Well, it looks like he's just making a cue ball do all the work here, and this looks in absolute pinpoint position. Doesn't have to do a lot. He just wants to make sure he does have a better contact. If Drew did get a poor contact and that one in the middle, it should be okay.
He didn't like that. He lifted the cue as he was as it was contacting the yellow, almost as if he thought he was going to miss it. So he is slightly out of position here, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem the way he started. That's lovely. It's a great shot and a great start from Ross Fernie. Simplest of blacks for a 2-0 lead.
Frame.
And there it is. He said Drew took it quite well first frame when he made a mistake, but I don't know how well he's going to take that. I mean, that was a horrendous miss into that right middle pocket. I think again from that, it looked like it jumped a little bit. I don't like it when I watch Q Sports and people seem to make excuses for players and every miss, especially where snooker seems to be a bad contact, but that did look like one to me. But players will know better than others. Some don't get the cue ball cleaned after a kick because they don't actually believe that's the reason that on the cue balls
Drew Hughes to break.
for it in the
Trailing
first
2
place,
frames
but
to nil.
that's
Time
another discussion for another day. Drew Hughes needs a ball off the break, and he's got one.
Yeah, he has. He's got 2 reds. And, I mean, it's just how now he puts them 2 poor misses out of his head. And definitely that previous one in the middle. That's one, a pretty much unforgivable one, especially if he didn't get a kick.
Yeah, and I think he's
please.
probably going to go reds here, but even yellows, I'd fancy him to get them, to be honest. Just need to try and stay positive. You know, he'll have turned matches round from 2 frames down before. Even if he can get out of this match with a draw, it'll still put him in a very good position. If he were to win his last 2 matches, there's a very good chance that'll be enough for him to win the group. He ain't necessarily got to win this game. Aiming for a minimum of a draw, and see how momentum can change in matches. We'll soon put those misses to the back of his mind if he can win the next couple of frames.
Yeah, he can. But yeah, it's just about putting them misses to the back of his mind, because it seems to be when he sort of got down to a bit of the key part of the frame, that's when the misses sort of come into effect. And we saw the result of both of them, where Ross Fernie has cleared up. Again, is this the sort of stage where we're at now?
Yeah, this is getting a little bit tricky for Drew, and yet again, he's missed one. And if he hadn't lost his rag of the first couple of frames, I think he's just about to. He just ran a little bit out of position the shot before, underhit it a little bit, which made that pot missable. If it was just about the par, I don't think he would have missed it, but he was trying to hold the cue ball as well for position, and Ross Fernie is just going to think Christmas has come early.
Yeah, he is, and I'm sure this frame is just going to be the same result as the previous 2 frames. And it's just how Drew comes back from this, missing a ball in each of the frames he definitely should have won, because all his balls were open. And even one of the frames, he potted his hardest ball, and it should have been sort of dot to dot from then on.
Yeah, and you worry about him for the next couple of matches, but if he does go on to lose this, because he really needs to try and put these mistakes to the back of his mind. Whereas Ross, on the other hand, this will be his third chance. The last two, including this one, have been very easy for somebody of his ability, but the first one was so difficult, and it was so important that he laid down a marker in that first frame and set the tone for the match, and he did exactly that. And you never know, you know, taking out a finish that difficult, first frame of the match, did that contribute to Drew making a mistake in the second frame? You know, would Drew have made the mistake he made in the second frame if he was 1-0 up? Probably not, maybe not.
Yeah, and you're right, Dan. With these mistakes that keep adding up, you cannot afford to make many, because in this short race format, as you can see there now, Andrew Hughes, he can't win this first match. The best he can get is a draw. How is he going to be able to do that now? It's going to be Ross Fernie to break.
You see, he wanted to be just a little bit straighter, so he didn't have to play that with any kind of... He almost played that with a little bit of stun. Sounds a bit weird to say, but a trace of stun, which just made it a little bit more difficult to control, gave him something else to think about. As if he'd have just been a little bit close, at a slightly better angle, he could have played that plain ball and given the pot 100%. Feels like I'm making excuses for him a little bit, because it should be plain sailing from there really for Drew, but
Frame 4. Ross Fernie
all the things that are going to go through your mind as a player.
Time running.
Yeah, and with that previous miss there, Dan, I mean, he thought he'd potted it because he was starting walking around the table. But this is a second dry break from Ross. We've had 2 successful breaks from Andrew and 2 dry breaks from Ross. They're very mixed, and we've got a 3-0 scoreline for Ross. It's pretty not normal, to be honest.
No, and like we said before, it's not as though he's not hit them well. There's plenty of reaction from the back. You know, there's plenty of chances for balls to go in. He's just not getting one at the moment. So tough as a player when you have a couple of dry breaks in a row, but you're hitting them well. You've got that sort of conundrum. Do you maybe move the cue ball to a different part of the table to break from? Do you blame that, or do you just have to say, no, I'm hitting them well, the luck's going to start to change? So might not matter an awful lot in this match. If Ross goes on to win this 4-0 or 4-1, he won't even break again, but it'll be something that's on his mind for a second match later on.
Well, we're getting down to that stage again where Andrew has pretty much missed this sort of pot when he's sort of coming to the end of the clearance. And he just needs to get himself a frame on the board, and then he'll have a chance.
Yeah, you said about that crucial part of the frame where Drew's made a mistake in the first couple of frames. This is that part of the frame again. And again, he's missed.
I'm just wondering if it's some nerves. I'm just really wondering if it is some nerves.
I think it might have been nerves to start with. It might just be pure frustration now. They say you don't really settle until you win your first frame.
And again, Dan, I think we're just going to get the same result. Ross Fernie, he's just going to pot all these yellows, pot the final black, and it's been a pretty much of a formality, and he's not really broke a sweat His break isn't working for him, and he's won 4-0. What do you make of that? Oh, that's wobbled
wow. Whoa. Any harder and that wasn't going in. That'll hurt Drew even more as well, because in the last frame he thought he'd potted one and it just stayed out. These can play very generous, especially when they've just been reclothed, as all tables can really, to be honest. But somehow that's made its way in. This thing's just going from bad to worse for Drew Hughes.
Well, it looks like we're going to get the same result here, Dan. It really is. 2 straightforward balls now.
Yeah, I think this match has been it's been a perfect display of ball from Ross Fernie, but he's just been picking up off Drew Hughes' mistakes. 1 in each frame.
And
there we go, 4-0. What a start that is for Ross Fernie. Absolutely brilliant. Drew Hughes is really going to have to sort of pull it out the bag to even, if he's got any, especially losing 4-0, if he's got any chance of winning this group. But we're going to go over to the studio now with Gary and Mark, see what they made of it.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Well, I know it's final night tonight, but that never seemed like a final to me, that first match there. It was just so nervous, wasn't it? Well, I suppose it is. The nerves could be creeping in, couldn't they, Mark?
Yeah, I think towards, in the very sort of first shots, there will be some nerves. But when Andrew missed that ball, I think once you start missing 1, you'll miss 2, then you'll miss 3, then you'll miss 4. But Ross Fernie's break, it's not working. He's going to have to change his sort of break. He's got to up the tempo a bit, and like you say, it was just a little bit low, and I didn't see that much energy in it.
It's party night. It's Valentine's Day tomorrow. Well,
Andrew Hughes could have won that 4-0. He's had a chance in each of them frames.
Yeah.
And he should have won that 4-0, but he hasn't. He's lost 4-0. Now he's under pressure again. And he did it exactly the same with Morgan, lost the first match 4-0, and he come back and came second in the group. There's no second place tonight. You have to win the group. Well, that's all that is.
Look how Ross must be feeling. He's won 4-0, as you said. He's had, how many try breaks did he have? Was it 2 or 3?
Yeah, he had 2, yeah.
2 try breaks.
2 out of 2.
He's still won. He's won 4-0. You know.
He's not broke a sweat.
You know, we'll look at the last miss, in fact, here, because this looked like that Drew was going to definitely win this one, didn't he, Mark?
Yeah, he did. And this is just edgy. Really edgy shot. Not really any conviction. Didn't try any position. And he got punished again. He really should. And he got every deserved, but he should have won every one of them frames.
Funny night, wasn't it? Funny to start off with, wasn't it? But don't forget, we're on 10 o'clock on Sporty Stuff TV. It's got to liven up, hasn't it, Mike? It's final night. There's big money to play for.
Definitely at 10 o'clock.
Big money to play for.
That's been the quickest win out of the whole matches that I can remember.
Yeah, for the 9 o'clock one.
The 9 o'clock without a shadow.
Well, we've got the Godfather, Gareth Hibbert against Morgan McKinney's coming up. I think this has got to be a classic, isn't it? You know, Gareth's just odds on. Morgan McKinney's is 5-2, and the tie's round about a 9-4 chance. But you know, we all think Gareth is the worthy favourite this evening. But Ross Fernie there, don't forget, a 4-0 win, and he never played well, did he, Mark?
No, he's not got out of first gear. He really hasn't, and that's frightening. Because if he does get into gear, he could just fly. He really could.
And this game's all about confidence, Paul.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and it's really important to take the first frame, and you could probably see that in this next match with Gareth and Morgan. Both of them players, they just want a nice, easy start, just to get on and get going. And
don't forget, after this final this evening, you've got the World Championships coming up, haven't you, in Bradford?
Yeah, we have. The World Championships is starting. We've started building already. Started building last week, to be honest.
Be on YouTube this year, won't it?
Yeah, we start on Tuesday with the qualifiers and that. And then on Thursday we'll be on YouTube. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the BBC iPlayer.
All right, mate. Can't say no more, can we? So don't forget, if you want to watch match, well, I know you want to watch match too. It's final night here at the Paul Sporty Stuff TV Champions Cup. We'll be back at 10 o'clock on Sporty Stuff TV. See you soon.